Hello and welcome to the channel. As always, like the video, and if you enjoyed the story, leave a comment on if you would want more. This fan fiction was not created by me, but in the description there is a link to the fanfic so you can show your support to the creator and read along. Without any more delay, let's dive into the story.
I chuckled as I scrolled through yet another dank meme on Reddit. On my life, Reddit is one of the best things invented by man, I said to myself. There was no one else in the house, so I liked to talk to myself. I scrolled more, coming across a post in the r/Naruto fanfiction subreddit. Story Ideas thread was the title. I was curious, so I decided to check it out. As I scrolled through the comments, a smile bloomed on my face at some of the ideas. Interesting, I said as I saw some interesting ones. Cool, I said as I saw some cool ones. What the fuck? I said as I saw some absolutely shit ones. Finally, my eyes fell upon one. You, the person reading this, wake up to find yourself in the Naruto world as Sasuke the day after the academy final exams. It was made by someone called Raysong. Interesting name. I rubbed my chin as I thought about what I would do if some shit like this actually happened. The main reason I got interested was that out of all the characters in the Narutoverse, Sasuke is my most hated one. I seriously hate everything about him. The way he refuses to accept help. The way he betrays his own people for power. Fuck that guy. Self-centered, arrogant little fuckhead, I muttered to myself as his image popped into my mind when I closed my eyes. What was that, team? I heard a shout from beside me. What the fuck? I mentally screamed as my whole body tightened, ready to lash out to anyone nearby. I was alone in my house, so there shouldn't. This wasn't my house. Looked around more until I looked to the right and saw two striking cerulean orbs boring into my eyes. Not only that, but the face had 3 whiskers marks on each cheek. Oh shit, this was Naruto. Looked around more and saw all kinds of different people staring at me. There were Sakura and Ino, Shikamaru and Choji, Hinata, Shino, Kiba, and I guess the rest of the characters were just fodder. I didn't see Sasuke though. Wait. No fucking way. Looked at the window to the left of me and saw Sasuke's reflection staring back at me. No fucking way. I mutter as the realization sank in. What happened, Sasuke-kun? A girl's voice, probably Sakura, called out to me. Shit. I really was Sasuke. And judging by how Naruto jumped onto the desk in front of me, I'd say this was right after the academy final exams. The team assignment day. Anything else important I'm missing? It hit me as I saw Naruto lose his balance and come falling towards me. Oh right, how? Could I forget? I put my hands up just in time to hold his shoulders, but fuck, the guy was heavy. I mean, it's not all that surprising seeing how much ramen he eats. Naruto's lips fell on mine since I couldn't move my head away in time. We both separated instantly and started gagging. No homo, but his lips were pretty soft, styll. Dude, what the fuck? I said, more irritated than angry. Ew, I'm going to get Uchiha germs. Naruto cried as he was chased by some girls. That hit hard. I mean, I know I'm not really Sasuke, but I have gotten bullied like that in the past and it does hurt, you know. Whatever. I balled up those little memories and shoved them way deep into my heart. The door slid open as the man, the myth, the legend, Irika sensei himself strode in. He cleared his throat and used his infamous dickhead jutsu. Quiet, he roared as all the child soldiers scrambled to get to their seats. Frankly, I didn't pay attention to that long-ass speech about being a shinobi and everything. It was whatever, you know. Rather than that, I planned what I was going to do next. There's no way, right? I mean, I probably ate something, and this is all just a hallucination, right? Right. Oh god, this shit is real. Okay, calm down. If this isn't real, that means I'm in some kind of a dream or coma in real life. If that's what happened, then I've got nothing to worry about. I'll be taken to the hospital, and Canada has free healthcare, so. YEET. On the other hand, if this is real, well, let's start planning, I guess. This world was so different than Earth. Speaking of, I wonder what happened to my real body. If I'm dead in that world, then please, to whatever godlike entity that transported me here, please wipe my laptop's hard drive. And my phone. And my Google Drive. And my OneDrive, basically just please wipe everything I own. Please and thank you. Now, moving on to the next problem, what to do here? Yes, I hate Sasuke, but this is an amazing chance to change his character. And I know some amazing secrets. Hell, I could even make Naruto completely loyal to me by telling him that I accept him and by telling him about his family. And Itachi. Clenched my eyes as I felt a sharp headache as soon as I thought of him. I guess the original body's impulses stayed. Hopefully, I'll grow out of them. Itachi is an amazing guy, if not a bit stupid. I'll have to forgive him. As that train of thought finished, Irika was just moving on to the team assignments. Team 7, Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto smiled as he looked forward eagerly. Sakura Haruno. Sakura's head thumped on the desk with a sad "no." Naruto jumped with glee with a happy yes. And Sasuke Uchiha, Irika finished. Naruto and Sakura's reactions were reversed. Irika-sensei. Naruto exclaimed. Why someone as great as me have to be put with someone like him? He asked angrily with a finger pointed at me. Before Irika could say anything, I spoke. Naruto, I called out. I look forward to working with you, I said with a genuine smile on my face. Naruto exclaimed. Is that a challenge? This guy's a fucking idiot. The rest of the team assignments passed smoothly and finally, the time for waiting came. I knew that low-key we were being watched by Kakashi. Kakashi, To be honest, he's an amazing guy, but I've always disliked his teaching style and the way he neglects his students. Oh well, I guess that's just something I'll have to deal with. I'll just try to learn this shit early. That being said, I'll have to figure out this chakra shit quickly. Yo, I called out to Naruto and Sakura, who were the only ones in the room other than me. Both their heads turned towards me. Sakura's with stars in her eyes, and Naruto's with narrowed eyes. I kept an impassive expression on my face. Listen up. We're a team now. Get that? I asked. Yeah, so? Naruto asked defiantly. Before Sakura could speak up and berate him, I quickly answered. So, that means that I'll be trusting you to watch my back on missions. We each need to know each other's strengths and weaknesses. Each of us needs to cover for each other. As a show of trust, I'll begin. I'm good at taijutsu, bokijutsu, and ninjutsu. Once I awaken my Sharingan, I'll get better at genjutsu also. My weakness is that I don't have enough stamina. That is something I have to improve. Next, Naruto. Naruto and Sakura looked at me with wide eyes. Naruto began but wasn't sure what to say. I decided to help him out. Naruto. What are you good at? Pranks? How are you going to use that in the shinobi world? He thought hard as he scratched his head. Traps? Sakura spoke up. Pointed at her and she jumped. Exactly. You can make complicated traps and be our traps specialist. What else are you good at? I have a lot of stamina. And even when I get tired, I can easily come back with only a little bit of rest, Naruto spoke proudly. Good. What else? I asked. I think that's it, he said a bit sadly. That's not it, I said with a strong tone of voice. Think. Why can't you make a proper bunshin? Because he doesn't have enough chakra, Sakura said. No. The exact opposite, in fact, I said with a smirk. The one thing I found cool about Sasuke was his face. He has a fuck ton of chakra. Almost as much, if not even more than the Hokage himself. Really? Naruto asked hopefully. That's right. Now, this brings us to your weaknesses. The amount of chakra you have is inversely proportional to the amount of control you have over it, unless you have the experience, I explained. Naruto looked at me with the most confused look ever, and Sakura looked like she understood a little bit. I sighed and got up and walked over to the chalkboard. I picked up the chalk and started drawing a graph. Now, here, on the x-axis, we have amount of chakra, and on the y-axis, we have control difficulty, understand? I got nods from both of them. Now, the more chakra you have, I said as I drew a line, the more difficulty you have with controlling it. Got it? So, I can't control it as well as Sakura-chan because I have too much chakra? Naruto asked. Exactly. So, Sakura began. Does that mean I have less chakra? Yep. Then what about you? Naruto asked. I don't have as much as you, but I still have more than any chunin or mid-level jonin in our village, probably. Mainly because I come from a shinobi family, I explained. So, Naruto. Your weaknesses are that you're a bit slow, your taijutsu absolute shit, and your chakra control is jacked, which means that even ninjutsu is a bit tough for you unless you overload it with chakra, in which case you would succumb to chakra exhaustion faster. Oh, and you can give up on even thinking about genjutsu, of course, unless you work non-stop on your control and make it as perfect as Sakura's. I decided to stop there as I saw smoke slowly rising from his head. Now, on to you, Sakura. Strengths? I asked. I'm smart and I have good chakra control, Sakura said shyly as she squirmed under my gaze. Good. Weaknesses? Well. Everything else, I interrupted. She looked at me in shock. I'm not going to mince my words, Sakura. At this point, the only thing you have going for you is your book smarts. Oh, and one more thing, if you want to become a functioning member of this team, you're going to have to stop dieting. Naruto and I can pull our own weights somehow, but you have great potential, but at this point, you're nothing but dead weight, I finished ruthlessly. A small smile showed on my face for just a second, which went unnoticed by both of them. Naruto looked down with a contemplative face, no doubt thinking about his own shortcomings, while Sakura almost had tears in her eyes. But I clapped my hands loudly, which made both of them jump. That just means we have to get better, right? We are a team. We help each other, we rely on each other, and we leave no one behind, I spoke with a strong tone and looked both of them in the eye with a cold, hard, piercing look. Right, Naruto said warily. Hey, team? My eye twitched. What? What happened to you? Huh? I mean. Naruto looked at me suspiciously. Why are you helping and being nice now? You weren't like this before. Life happened, Naruto, I said without missing a beat. Hopefully, this would be a good enough excuse. Life? Sakura asked. We're shinobi now. Yeah, so? Naruto said defiantly once more. Naruto, I said slowly, making my voice and body language much darker. We're shinobi. Killers, liars, thieves, spies. In the real world out there, it's either kill or be killed. I finished and looked at them. Naruto had with eyes while Sakura was trembling in her seat. Now, as I said, we are a team. Right? Sakura hesitated for a bit as she looked at Naruto and then at me. A few seconds of contemplation later, she also steeled her resolve and nodded. Right. Good. Now, how about we prank our team leader for being late? I said, looking at Naruto, to which he immediately jumped and go to work. Kakashi's head popped in and the eraser fell on his head. I can't believe it, I muttered. Naruto or Sakura couldn't hear me, but Kakashi used to be an ANBU captain. I'm sure his hearing was way above normal. His hair really does stand up. My first impression of you three, I hate you. Meet me on the rooftop in 5 minutes, he said and disappeared. Naruto and Sakura scrambled out the door as to not be late while I took my time walking. What's the worst that could happen? Ah shit, I jinxed it. I finally got up the stairs and opened up the door, to be met with 3 pairs of eyes. No, wait, 2 pairs and 1 lone eye. Glad you could finally make it, Kakashi said with a sarcastic smile. Yeah, my bad, I said with a dismissive wave and went to sit between Naruto and Sakura. I had to help an old granny with her groceries. Kakashi's eye narrowed just a bit for a fraction of a second. I see, well, time for introductions. Names, likes, dislikes, plans for the future, Kakashi said cheerfully. Sensei, could you please start? Sakura asked. Sure. My name is Kakashi Hataki. I have some likes and dislikes. I don't really have plans for the future, he finished with his trademark eye smile. Now you, he pointed at Sakura. My name is Sakura Haruno. I like. She looked at me. My plans for the future. She looked at me again and squealed. Dislikes, asked Kakashi. Naruto, she said, glaring at him. Okay, next, he pointed at me. My name is Sasuke Uchiha. My likes are computers, but I can't say that. What could I possibly say? Training, and sex, oh the looks on their faces was priceless. Even Kakashi's eye went wide open for a nanosecond. I don't really have any dislikes. If I had to say, I guess people who are mean or rude for no reason. Ah, there was the Canadian part of me. Oh, and I hate being a burden on others. My plans for the future. I smiled and slung my arms around each of my teammates. Helping Naruto become Hokage, and helping Sakura become the strongest kunoichi in the world. I finished with a happy smile. No doubt, this was extremely out of character for Sasuke. I loved the dumbstruck looks on all their faces. Okay, next, Kakashi said and I let go of Naruto and Sakura. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. I like ramen. I dislike the 2 minutes it takes to cook the ramen. My plan is to become the greatest Hokage ever. Ah, that's nice, Kakashi said, but then his expression turned serious. But just one thing. You guys aren't a team yet. Oh yeah, the test. You still have to pass the Genin test. How funny would it be if I were to mess all this shit up? LOL. Oh yeah, I said with a thoughtful look on my face. The second test where they decide if we'll actually be a genin or not, right? I heard that the academy test was just to see if you have the potential, but this one is the real one and always has some meaning behind it. Oh, and apparently the failure rate is like 66% or some shit. Naruto and Sakura looked at me as if I had grown another head. Kakashi's look was totally undecipherable though. I guess he wasn't an ANBU captain for nothing. Yes, Sasuke, that's right. 6 o'clock tomorrow morning at Training Ground 7. Don't be late this time, he said with a slight touch of killing intent, which, to be honest, I only felt because it got easier to breathe a little bit. The air here was too light. The air on Earth was filled with subconscious killing intent. Even a 5-year-old subconscious let out enough on the level of an experienced jonin. At least, that was my conjecture. Oh, Kakashi added as an afterthought. I suggest you don't eat breakfast. You'll puke. He vanished in a whirl of leaves, leaving us to our own devices. No doubt, he was still watching us. Sasuke-kun, do you want to go on a date? Sakura asked as she turned towards me. I've always liked Sakura's character. This might be a good way to get in her pants, but she was way too young at the moment. Maybe in a few years. Sakura, I said coldly. I said one of my dislikes was being a burden on others, remember? I asked her and made sure that Naruto was listening to us too. Sakura nodded confusedly. I truly meant that. If I was ever a burden on anyone, I'd rather kill myself. Sakura and Naruto's eyes widened. And the same applies the other way around. People who are a burden on others and don't do anything about it are the worst and should go die. You, Sakura, at the moment, are the weakest link in this team. I don't hate you, but if you continue to stay like this, I will. You know what you have to work on. Get better, get stronger, and I'll love you with all my heart. I stopped to let the words sink into both of them. Do you both understand? I asked and got nods from both of them. Do you guys want to hang out, or something? Naruto asked hopefully. Of course, I turned to him with a smile. How about Ichirako ramen? Yes. Let's go, he said with a cheer and started to walk. Quickly interrupted. Sadly, I don't have enough money, so I guess today won't be possible. Don't worry. I'll pay for you this time. Naruto said with a happy smile. Real shit? Alright, thanks a lot, man. I said with enthusiasm. Yes. I don't have to pay this time. As we walked, Naruto rambled about unimportant. We neared the famous ramen place as I quickly spoke up. Okay, listen up. Both Naruto and Sakura looked at me at once. Don't ask how I know all this. Just keep listening and trust me, understood? I got a pair of nods. Our sensei's name is Kakashi Hatake. He used to be an ANBU captain. He's the son of Konoha's white-fanged, Tsukumo Hatake, and is one of, if not the most powerful ninja in the village, save for the Hokage himself. In fact, I believe he is next in line for the position in case of the Sandame's early death. Wow, he's really that powerful? Naruto asked with wide eyes. Yup, I said, making a popping sound with my lips. I guess that's good, Sakura said. We are going to have an amazing sensei. Actually, this is very bad. What? Why? Naruto said loudly as we got to the ramen stand. We all greeted the staff and sat down. Because every powerful ninja has a quirk, and our sensei's quirk, damn that was weird to say, is that he is very, very lazy when he has to do anything that's not an emergency. What? How? It was Sakura who asked this time. He's perpetually late to anything and everything. At least 3 hours. Two jaws hit the ground. He doesn't teach anything unless we have flawless teamwork. The flaw in that is that it's practically impossible for new genin to have such teamwork. In short, we got the shittiest teacher ever. Both my teammates looked down despondently. But, I said as they looked at me with considerably less enthusiasm. That just means that we have to take care of ourselves. We're a team, remember? I said with a small smile. Naruto grinned wide and said, hell yeah. We'll be the strongest team in the world. Sakura looked nervous for a second before she also nodded seriously. That's what I like to hear, I said. Maybe the Narutoverse won't be too bad. The door swung open with nary a sound as I stepped in. I'm home, I called out. Oh wait, I forgot. I'm not really home. Or? I guess I am. This was confusing. And disappointing. This totally sucked. Home, I guess that's what this apartment will be from now on. I took my sandals off using my toes. The motions came to me so naturally. If everything that Sasuke usually did was like second nature to me, then what about knowledge and memories? Ran through some hand seals, and my fingers moved as if they had a mind of their own. With that, I also felt a lurch of something in my abdomen. Probably my chakra. This was going to be difficult to figure out. And tomorrow I had to wake up early as shit for a test. Damn it. I sighed once more, shaking my head and banishing the negative thoughts from my head. Quickly, I made and ate some light dinner or practiced motions helping me once more, and went to bed after a rigorous workout. It looked like the memories were coming to me piece by piece. As my eyes fell, my last thought was, I want to go home. yawned widely as I walked onto the training ground 3 hours later than I was supposed to. Sorry. I slept in a bit, I called out to my teammates as I saw them waiting in the distance. Team! Naruto shouted at me angrily. I'll have to get used to that, won't I? You knew Sensei was going to be late, didn't you? Eh? Damn, he's smarter than he looks. Well, I didn't know for sure that he was going to be late, I said, trying to play my word games. That was one of my specialties in my past life. Twisting words. Finding loopholes. Bending truths. Like a true politician. Naruto raised an eyebrow at me and even Sakura looked a little miffed. I had a hunch dash. Exactly. Why didn't you tell us? Naruto said again, narrowing his eyes. Let me speak, you fucking idiot. I'd have told you if you hadn't interrupted me, I shouted back. They both looked surprised. Whether it was because of my swearing or my shouting, I didn't know. I cleared my throat. As I was saying before I was very rudely interrupted, I shot a mild glare at Naruto to which he merely pouted. No homo, but. Kawaii, I internally screamed at his expression. I had a hunch that he was going to be late, so I decided to show up late. I didn't tell you guys this because if I had, and you two had decided to show up late as well, then we all would have probably failed the test today. Better only one fail rather than all of us. Does that make sense? Bullshit. Horseshit. Absolute fucking QB shit. I made this up on the spot. How am I even so damn creative? Yeah, I guess. Naruto said, scratching his cheek. Wait, what? He bought it. This guy was going to be the shittiest shinobi ever. He was going to be strong as fuck, but as far as a shinobi goes. Nope. That makes sense, Sakura also said. Damn it. If Kakashi doesn't do his job properly, I'd have to teach them both some of this shit. I mean, come on. How does someone even become that naive? This is... right. This isn't Earth. This isn't a place where everyone is only looking to exploit each other for their own gain. At least not at this age. That's why. Damn it. Nodded to both of them and we waited for the guy to arrive. Man, this was boring. I needed something to do. Ah. Got it. I thought as I saw a wooden stump nearby. Sasuke-kun, what are you doing? Sakura said as she saw me walk over. Just practicing, I replied, pulling a few shuriken out of my pouch. Once again, the motions came as second nature to me as I threw them. 3 thuds sounded for the 3 shuriken embedding themselves into the wood. I kept practicing as Naruto also joined me and Sakura watched me with starry eyes. You know, now I finally understand why Sasuke always felt so uncomfortable around this girl. The only person that was scarier than her was Yuno Gasai from Future Diary. Funny how both have pink hair though. Ha ha. Ha. Shit. God, why do you punish me as such? Eventually, Kakashi poofed into the clearing where we were practicing. Yo, he said with that eye smile people mention all the time. Damn, that shit's real, eh? Huh? I spoke with as much genuine confusion as I could act out. I had specifically instructed Naruto and Sakura to have no outbursts about his lateness and to merely play along with my plan. You're early, sensei. Naruto and Sakura stood there nodding. Kakashi was quiet for barely a moment, just surveying us with his eye before speaking up. Am I? Oh well, might as well get started. Sure. I chirped. His eye twitched. I saw it. On my life it was there, Databeo. Oh, wait, wrong character. But it was there. Kakashi reached into his pouch and pulled out an alarm clock that he set down on another tree stump. Then, he pulled out 2 bells which dangled in front of us. You have 1 hour to get these from me, he explained. What? I prompted. He smiled. The one who doesn't get it will be sent back to the academy. Oh, and make sure to come at me with the intent to kill. Naruto immediately started shouting and Sakura looked nervous. Shoo, was all I said to make him quiet. Everyone immediately looked at me. I calmly replied. Let's work together to get the bell first. We'll decide who gets them later. Cool. Naruto and Sakura looked at me weirdly once more. I thought you'd say something like, don't get in my way, or something. If this was the academy, I probably would, I lied smoothly. But as I explained yesterday, we're a team now. At least, for the next hour or so. Sakura immediately nodded in agreement while Naruto said a small okay after thinking about it. The test starts now, Kakashi said suddenly and hit the clock which started ticking. Immediately, Sakura disappeared into the foliage and Naruto got into a fighting stance. I facepalmed. Idiots. Both of them. Naruto, stop. Sakura, get your ass back out here. I shouted out. Everyone stilled for a second. Huh, said Naruto as he turned to me. What? Came Sakura's voice as her head popped out of the bushes. First of all, our sensei is a jonin, not to mention an ex-ANBU captain. You really think you can hide from him? I asked. In my peripheral, I saw Kakashi's eye narrow just a bit and my teammates looked a bit thoughtful. Sakura's mouth formed an O as she nodded meekly and came out. And Naruto? I said commandingly. What? You really think you can take him on? I guess not, he said reluctantly. Nodded. Now, first of all, I said as I turned to Kakashi. Sensei, can we have the bells? Good try, but no, Kakashi answered without missing a beat. Alright, I said as I thought about the situation. Are you going to attack us? I might. If I get bored. Got it. Naruto, Sakura, come with me, I said, as I led them into the woods. I thought we can't hide from him, Sasuke-kun? Sakura asked. We can't. But what we can do is at least plan for something. I'm sure he can't hear us at this distance. At least, unless he sends a Kage Bunshin after us. I can make Kage Bunshin. Naruto exclaimed excitedly. Wait, seriously? I asked, acting amazed. That's cool. You really do have a lot of chakra. Awesome. Naruto beamed as he was praised, and Sakura also looked at him with raised eyebrows. Her opinion of him wasn't the best at the moment, but I decided to actively work on changing that. Alright, now let's plan on how we're going to do this. Naruto, can you send a clone or two to keep Sensei busy? Don't fight him seriously. Just keep him a bit distracted, I asked. Naruto nodded and sent 5 clones out. All of a sudden, he stopped and glared lightly at me. Hey! Who said you're the leader? Naruto asked heatedly. Naruto Baka dash, Sakura started but I quickly interrupted her. Sakura! I said in a strong voice which immediately shut her up. I placed my hand on her back and rubbed it. She instantly calmed down. Naruto does have a point, you know. No one named me the leader. In fact, would you like to be the leader, Naruto? I asked with a smile. Huh? Naruto said, probably surprised that I wasn't arguing back. If you or Sakura want to be the leader, I don't really mind. But remember, the leader takes all responsibility. If we fail, it's on you. If we die, it's on you. Can you handle that? I asked with a serious voice. Even thought my hand was still on Sakura, she was paying attention to my words. WL. Naruto started as he rubbed the back of his head. Actually, you know what, I said with a thoughtful look on my face. You want to be Hokage, right? Naruto nodded vigorously. Then this will be good leadership training for you. You will be our squad leader. At least for now. Really? Naruto asked suspiciously. It was then that I remembered. He didn't exactly have the best life. It was probably alien to him to have someone trust him like this. You can control someone best when you give them something to lose. Especially if that something is unique. Naruto, I said seriously. He looked at me intently. I gripped Sakura's shoulder. We will trust you. Naruto's eyes widened as he looked at me. His eyes moved to look at Sakura. She looked reluctantly for a bit before she also nodded with a small smile. Damn, that was cute. I've always believed that Naruto and Sakura should be together, but that was because Sasuke was a fucking asshole who didn't give a shit about her till the very end. Now, though. I mean. Shit, man. Why this all gotta be so complicated? I guess I'll just go for someone else. Got it. Naruto exclaimed loudly as he nodded with determination to not disappoint us. I'll do my best. /N, I suck at fight scenes, so imagine this shit yourselves. The three of us lay panting on the ground. We had finally gotten the bells. No, we had been allowed to get the bells. Good job, Kakashi said flatly. You got the bells. Now, who stays and who goes? Naruto and Sakura stay. I go, I said immediately as I threw the bell I had to Naruto. Sakura had the other one and started to walk away. Wait, what? Naruto shouted as he jumped to his feet. It was a pleasure working with you guys, I answered without looking back and kept walking. Team, wait. What the hell happened to we're a team? Naruto shouted as he ran after me. Came to a stop and turned around, only to come face to face with the blonde. I don't deny that. We were a team. Keyword, were. So what? You don't care about us anymore? Naruto asked heatedly. Of course, I care. I'm doing this because I care. I said heatedly. Damn, this guy is seriously going to have to learn how to think logically. That doesn't even make sense. Naruto replied back with just as much anger. Took a deep breath to calm down. Listen, Naruto, I said. I know you didn't pass your exam and you're only a genin now because of special circumstances. I'm not going to ask how because that's probably personal to you. Not to mention you failed 3 times. Do you really think you can go through another year? Naruto's face went from anger to sadness. He was actually worried about me. Ah. And Sakura? You come from a civilian family, don't you? What do you think your parents will say when they find out you were sent back to the academy? I asked her. But? Sasuke-kun, what about you? She asked worriedly. Sniff sniff, I really do have such kind-hearted teammates. I literally passed at the top of our class. What makes you think I can't do it again? I asked as I flashed a winning smirk. My hand fell on Naruto's shoulder. Listen bro, I said as I squeezed. I believe in you. I trusted you, now just trust me, okay? Naruto stared for a moment before he looked away. Yes. He was starting to cave. He looked conflicted for a second before turning to Kakashi with a glare. He threw the bell down. Fuck you and fuck your test. If we all don't pass, then neither of us pass. Shit. I was wrong. Yeah. Sakura reciprocated. We're all with Sasuke-kun. Sighed and face-bombed as I saw Kakashi looking at us amusedly. I am surrounded by idiots. Kakashi hummed as he eyed us for a second. You pass. Alright, now I have to act. What? Huh? I said, you pass. As in, you all passed the test. The real test was never about the bells. It was the teamwork. Follow me. We followed in silence. As I suspected, he led us to the dead people name thing monument. Forgot what it's called, but I'm sure Kakashi will tell us in a bit. Kakashi stopped in front of it and spoke in a low voice. This is Konoha's memorial stone. What does that mean? Naruto asked curiously. It means that this is the stone on which all the names of Konoha's heroes are carved, Kakashi explained solemnly. Cool. I'll become super strong and make sure my name is also on it. Naruto exclaimed. That's a nice goal to have. Just one thing. Kakashi said. They're all dead. Naruto stilled. Even Sakura's smile dropped, it was instantly replaced with a serious look. Naruto, Sakura, Sasuke. I want you all to remember one thing now that you're on my team, Kakashi spoke as he turned around to look at us. In the shinobi world, those who break the rules are absolute scum. But those who abandon their comrades are worse than scum. Silence descended upon us like a heavy blanket. I looked on with emotionless eyes. Few seconds passed and I finally decided to do something. I walked up to the stone and rubbed my thumb over one name. Yandame Hokage Minato Namikaze. I knew Kakashi was watching me closely. I'll make sure my name is on here, I said with a small smile. Heard a gasp with a small HM behind me. I don't mind dying for the village, I answered the unasked questions. Before I left, I let my finger brush another name. Almost imperceptible, but I know for sure Kakashi spotted it. Kushina Uzumaki. Naruto and Sakura stared at me with wide eyes. I replied with a smile. We'll meet in Training Ground 7 at 8 a.m. tomorrow. Naruto, Sakura, dismissed. Sasuke, you stay, Kakashi ordered coolly. Hi, the two said and walked away in silence. Interesting. I was actually expecting Naruto to say something. Oh well. I wonder how just this much has affected canon. Sasuke? Oh, right. Kakashi wanted to talk to me. Is something wrong? Kakashi asked. What? I questioned back. There's a ton of things wrong. What are you referring to exactly? Man, I love playing with words. This is my kind of battle. The way you've been acting. What about it? It's not exactly normal. That depends on your definition of normal. Kakashi stood up straighter and looked me in the eye. A sign that he was getting serious. Your attitude is the exact opposite of what I read in your file. Who wrote my file? The Academy sensei. Exactly. You trust them? Is there a reason why I shouldn't? Stared at him. This guy. Was he serious? Let's see how sarcasm work. I mock gasped. Oh no. There's no reason at all why you shouldn't trust them. Of course, you can trust the people who showed blatant favoritism. That same people who put clan heirs together and set civilians in teams to fail. The same people who saw Naruto was struggling but didn't help. The same people who saw I was making mistakes but still praised me. Of course, I spoke loudly. There's no reason at all to not trust people who hatikid for samething that's nothing's fault. Watch your tone, Kakashi said silently and blasted me with his killing intent. The pressure in the air increased, but that just made it easier for me breath. Save it, Kakashi. Killing intent doesn't work on me, I said nonchalantly. His eye widened for a second before the pressure vanished. I was kinda hoping he'd keep it though. It was easier to breath with it on. Oh well, whatever. Why did you rub the Yandame's name? Finally, you get to the point. I did it because Naruto looks similar to him, and he's one of the greatest heroes of Konoha. And what about the other one? What other one? He glared at me. Geez, I've really made him mad, eh? Kushina Uzumaki, Kakashi ground out. Oh, that's 'cause she has the same last name as Naruto, and I was wondering if it's his family. Maybe his mom or something. I'll tell him later though, I said nonchalantly. No, you won't, Kakashi replied instantly. And why won't I? I asked challengingly. Because that's an order from your Jonin sensei, he said with a hard look. Well, I couldn't do anything here. I might like finding loopholes in the law, but I won't outright break one. Fine, I said with a smirk. He said I couldn't tell Naruto, but not anyone else. You will not tell anyone else either. What, this man can read minds, can't he? Fine. I'll find another loophole. The smirk stayed on my face. Fine. We stood there for a full minute looking at each other. Finally, he nodded and disappeared. Well, that was interesting. Let's see, what will be my plan for the future? I walked back and sat down at the memorial stone, leaning against it. Tilted my head up, looking at the sky. I had no doubt Kakashi was watching me. I'll have to develop a sense of paranoia now that I'm in this world. This world, full of lying, killing, cheating, backstabbing, and just death in general. I'm definitely going to have fun here. Let's see now. Next big event is the wave arc. I don't want to go there. Mainly because I'm scared shitless. I'm not the real Sasuke and I won't overestimate myself by saying I am. I'll have to change that somehow. I'll try to get Naruto to teach me the Kage Bunshin. What else? I guess I'll spread the rumor saying that I forgive Itachi. Oh shit. I forgot about Orochimaru. A shiver ran through my spine as his face came to my mind. I do not want to get bit by him this time. I am genuinely scared of the guy. Anyone who can cheat death multiple times is someone to be wary of. Too much to do. A whole war to prevent, or enjoy, depending on which way I look at it. I'll never understand why these guys hate D-rank missions. They're basically just easy money. Painting, babysitting, weeding, escorting rich kids to school, helping people move, exterminating vermin, all these were chores, yes, but honestly, just apply your brain a little bit and it'll be easy. Painting? Use a roller. Babysitting? Use a weak poison and put the kids to sleep. Weeding gardens? Overload the plants with chakra so they burn. Escorting smartass to school? Humiliate them so badly that they stay quiet. Helping people move? Use a dolly. I can't believe I had to invent something like this. SMH. Exterminating vermin? Spread your chakra out to sense them and take them out using shuriken. Tedious stuff, easy money. Not to mention the fact that you get to chill with your team. Naruto, Sakura, and I grew really close, really fast. Not Kakashi though. He always seems to be keeping a close eye on me. I have no doubt I made him super suspicious with how I was acting. Hell, I even crossed paths with Ibiki Marino once, his face was easy to recognize. Normally I'd believe it to be just a coincidence, but with where I'm living and what my career is, I highly doubt coincidences will ever happen. Funny thing is that this career will be perfect for me. I was always paranoid AF when on Earth. Like I deadass used to sleep with a box cutter a few feet away from me. In this world, that kinda shit is basically a requirement. But disregarding all the adults and everyone, things seem to be going fine. After missions, Naruto, Sakura, and I always trained together. Sometimes physical training, which Naruto loved, and Sakura hated. Sometimes chakra control, which Sakura loved, and Naruto hated. Sometimes shinobi skills, which they both hated. I honestly loved them all. I've always loved working out, so I didn't mind physical training at all. I understood the need for chakra control, so that didn't bore me too much either. And as for shinobi skills? Well, I've always had a feeling that I was a sociopath. The only area of concern was Naruto and Sakura's relationship. It was barely better than before. Sakura was still too quick to berate him, and he was still too insistent on annoying her, albeit unknowingly. Every time they bickered, I'd have to step in to separate them, and it was quickly getting on my nerves. Eventually, I snapped. Flashback. Sakura-chan called out Naruto's voice. No, came the strong reply. But you didn't even let me finish, he whined. I already know what you're going to say, and the answer is no. But dash. No, Naruto. Oh, come on. Just once. No. Both of you shut your motherfucking cocksuckers or I'm gonna shove my foot so far up your asses, you're gonna be picking my toenails out of your teeth. My scream rang through the forest before a heavy silence descended upon us, only broken by my heavy labored breathing. Naruto was on all fours, eyes wide and was trembling while Sakura had fallen back on her but, eyes just as wide as Naruto's. She wheezed as if having trouble breathing. Kakashi had also fallen out of the tree and he was also on one knee with a kunai in his hand and his Sharingan eye open. Watched them all for a second confusedly before I realized what I had done. I had unintentionally let out a massive amount of my killing intent. Geez, I thought to myself, I didn't even really mean what I said. Only got a little bit mad and they all already fell to their knees? They wouldn't survive a day on Earth. Quickly regained control over my emotions and scratched my cheek guiltily. Well, my bad. Sorry about that. I was just a bit annoyed. Didn't mean to do that. Sasuke, your eyes. Naruto said as he pointed at my face. Huh? My eyes? Did my Sharingan awaken? Sasuke-kun, your Sharingan. Sakura called out right after Naruto, confirming my suspicions. Sasuke, came a voice from behind me. My eyes widened. Kakashi had crossed the distance so quickly and quietly, I didn't even notice. I've seriously got to get better at sensing people and shit. Hi, sensei? I asked as I turned around. Once more, Kakashi was watching me intently with his lone eye. His Sharingan had been covered up. Explain your actions. The order was short and concise. Well, I began. You think you can act tough with me, buddy? You could be the Hokage for all I care. I began my wordplay. You see, I was talking to my dearest teammates, listening to them saying something about my eyes and Sharingan. That's when an authoritative voice spoke my name, which is the same as Sandame-sama's father's name. By the way, did you guys know that? I don't know why my mom named Dash. Sasuke. Kakashi interrupted, openly glaring at me. Yes, dearest sensei? How may I help you? I'm in no mood for your wordplay. Explain how you unleashed that much killing intent. Now. Knowingly, or unknowingly, I'll never know what Kakashi's Ki was also leaking, making my teammates slightly uncomfortable. Well, at least he got straight to the point. If only he had done that from the start. Sensei. Your own killing intent is leaking. I don't mind, but you're making my teammates uncomfortable. Can you please rein it in? I spoke just as to the point as I'd like others to be. I ain't no hypocrite. Kakashi narrowed his eye before returning to normal. Explain how you unleashed that much killing intent, he repeated. I don't know. I was irritated. I swear to God I saw his eye twitch again. I swear. That's all? Kakashi ground out with a strained smile. I'm pretty sure he wants to throttle me. Yep, I replied with as innocent of a grin as I could muster. Silence fell over the training ground as the tension was thick as molasses. You could almost cut it with a knife. We'll be talking to the Hokage first thing tomorrow morning. 8 am sharp, be at the Hokage Tower entrance. You're all dismissed. And he disappeared using Shunshin. Looked at Naruto and Sakura with a raised eyebrow as I pointed with my thumb at the spot Kakashi was occupying. That means 12 in the afternoon, right? I asked jokingly. Kakashi appeared again in his spot and whacked me over the head. I lost my balance and faceplanted. No, that means 8 am sharp. And he disappeared. Again. Pulled myself up and dusted off the grass and dirt. bitch s, gray hair having s, jonin rank s, elite shinobi s, eye smiling s, leg having s, acting cool s, mask wearing s, jutsu stealing s, XY chromosome having s lil shit, I muttered, scowling at the smudge of dirt that won't go away. Looked up and realized Naruto and Sakura were looking at me apprehensively. You okay, Sasuke? Naruto asked, actually looking worried. Ah, I said, wiping fake tears. You're actually about me? Thanks so much, Naruto. I said and hugged him tightly. Oi. T-E-M-E. Let go. I don't swing that way, he said, pushing me off. All right. Time to begin acting. Well, I don't either. I scowled. I just wanted a warm hug, but I see how it is. My expressions changed to pleading as I looked at Sakura. You won't be like him, will you, Sakura? I asked as I held out my arms. Sakura practically turned into the Yandame Hokage as she squealed and jumped into my arms faster than I could even see. Don't worry, Sasuke-kun, I could almost hear the grin in her voice. I'll never let you go. That could be a problem. Either way, I had to continue my act. Thank you, Sakura, I said, wrapping my arms around her. One hand rubbing her back and the other raking through her hair. Sakura gives better hugs than you, Naruto. I said as I stuck out my tongue at him. He seethed. Team, he growled out. And now for the finale. Opened one arm and held it out to him. Wanna join? I asked, suggesting a group hug. Anger turned into confusion as he cocked his head to the side. Huh? Join in. You don't mind, do you, Sakura? I asked the girl who was still holding onto me like a lifesaver. Sakura pulled away a little bit as she looked at me, then at Naruto, then back at me. I stared into her eyes, silently pleading to bond. Finally, she looked back at Naruto with a smile. Join in, Naruto, she said as she also opened an arm to him. What? He stammered. Ah, right, he wasn't used to actions of affection. This was truly sad. I walked towards him with Sakura still with me and pulled him with us. We're a team. We're family, I said, hoping to engrave this sentence in their hearts. We might bicker and fight, but the love will never go away. Flashback end. That day, the three of us had drifted a little bit closer to each other. You're an elite shinobi. You're definitely an elite shinobi. So why can't you see that he's lying, sensei? Guys? Sensei? Hokage-sama? I asked with trepidation. You guys really think he's telling the truth? Why wouldn't I be telling the truth, you brat, he slurred. Tazuna was just as fat and smelly as the anime and the manga mentioned. Face-bombed. Yes, I'm a 19-year-old in Sasuke's body, but goddamn, even I can see that this guy's body language practically screams liar. Okay, fuck it. Whatever. If we get killed on this mission, it's on you. Don't ever forget that, I said to Kakashi in exasperation. Don't know how hard that might have hit him, but all Kakashi did was give us one of his famous eye smile and say, I would never let my cute little genin die, Sasuke. Raised my eyebrow as I looked at the Hokage. The old guy stared right back at me with an undecipherable look and we stayed like that. Kakashi, he said after a while. Hi, Hokage-sama? I'm assigning team guy to go with you too, the old man commanded. But dash. That's an order, Kakashi. Understood. Good, Hiruzen said with a smile directed right at me. Both teams will depart at 9 tomorrow morning. Make sure to be at the gate half an hour before. Dismissed. As we exited the tower, a hand with a vice-like grip fell on my shoulder. Sasuke. Kakashi's voice was low. Almost threatening. Looked back at him. My head was tilted up, eyes half-lidded, and the corners of my mouth pulled downwards ever so slightly. No respect. He didn't deserve it yet. Not as a teacher, at least. Don't ever try to undermine my authority ever again, he said, letting go of my shoulder. Naruto and Sakura were deathly quiet, staring at us as if we were a primed explosive note about to blow up. Scoffed. Authority? What authority, sensei? I asked, looking deep into Kakashi's lone eye. On my life though, he really needs to shape up. The authority you showed when you took us to the memorial stone and said one sentence, expecting 3 fresh genin to work as a team? Or maybe the authority you showed when we were doing all those D-ranks? Oh wait, maybe you're talking about the authority you show all the time when you pull out those lewd books? Is that the authority you're talking about, sensei? 'Cause, other than that, I really cannot remember any instance at all where you actually acted like a team leader, or a sensei, for that matter. So, forgive me, sensei, I basically spat out the word like a glob of venom, for feeling like your authority isn't worth jack shit. Sasuke-kun. Why you can't disrespect our sensei like that, Sakura said. Good. She's finally starting to think for herself. Oh, I respect this guy a lot actually, Sakura, I said without taking my eyes off of Kakashi. I honestly respect Kakashi Hatake, the copy ninja, the man who has copied over 1,000 jutsu. Student of the Yondaime Hokage and one of the best ANBU captains in history. Hell, I even consider him a prime example of what a shinobi should be like. But Kakashi-sensei, the sensei of Team 7, isn't worth jack shit in my eyes. Never once has he taught us any real shinobi skills. Never once has he done anything other than provide minor feedback when we were training. Not fucking once. What I see in front of me isn't an elite shinobi who is trying his best to make the next generation prosper. No. What I see is a broken shell of a man who is too cooped up in self-pity and can't tell the fucking difference between his old dead team and his new students. What I see is a pathetic fucking excuse of a sensei who doesn't want his students to succeed in the world but instead wants to preserve this fake sense of security. What I see is someone who isn't worthy of any of the respect that comes his way and instead should go see a therapist and learn how to process simple fucking emotions. My brain only processed what happened after my back hit the wall and the air was knocked out me. Blood ran down the side of my face and my cheekbones felt like they were on fire. I realized that Kakashi had kicked me in the side of the face, which had sent me flying all the way to a wall. Naruto and Sakura weren't the only ones staring at us, gaping like fishes. All the surrounding shinobi and civilians had also stopped and started watching us sometime during my rant. Mind your tone, Sasuke, Kakashi said, openly leaking his killing intent and directing it solely towards me. Heh, I chuckled. That's all you got, Kakashi? Come on. Itachi can hit harder than that, for fuck's sake. But tell me, does it feel good? I waited for an answer and when none came, I continued. Does it feel good, hitting a genin, knowing that he can't fight back against a former ANBU captain? Was your ego hurt, Kakashi? Kakashi narrowed his eyes even more as he slowly walked towards me ominously. I smirked. I might very well get killed right now. But if this is how I go, then I guess it's good that at least Naruto and Sakura will get more attention from Kakashi. Stop, came a shout. It seemed that while I was thinking about the consequences of my death, Naruto had moved to stand protectively over me, pulling Sakura along too. Stop it. A team doesn't fight. A team is never divided, he shouted desperately, trying to find the right words. I saw Kakashi's mask move, but before he could say anything, I spoke up. You're right. A team doesn't fight amongst themselves. But that's the point. Kakashi is not a true part of our team. He didn't slave away with us when we were doing missions. He didn't ask us how we were doing when he greeted us in the morning. He didn't sweat, bleed, or cry with us. All he is a glorified babysitter, I said inside. Whatever, man. I'm done. I'm too tired to keep arguing. Fuck this shit. I just hope we don't die on our next mission. I tried standing up but winced. Looks like my ankle probably twisted. Hell, my whole body hurt. All of a sudden, I felt a strong hand grip my arm. I looked up to find Naruto staring right at me. I'll help, he said, smiling. I felt myself smile at his words. Me too, I heard from my other side, as Sakura put my arm around her neck and Naruto did the same. My smile widened at the kind gesture from both my teammates. Thanks, guys. You're the best. Naruto chuckled. Of course, we are, he said as Sakura also giggled. Next stop, Konoha General Hospital, she said cheerfully. Ah, wait, just drop me off at home. I'll be fine, I said, trying to wave them off. No, came the reply from both sides as I hung my head in defeat. No point in trying to fight it. Behind us, I could practically feel Kakashi looking at us with a melancholic look. A little bit into the walk, Sakura spoke again. Sasuke-kun, she said, looking at me cutely. Oh god, I seriously want to just kiss that face. But no, maybe when we're older. Why do you hate Kakashi-sensei so much? I don't hate him, Sakura. Could have fooled me, Naruto said for my other side. I really don't hate him. But he has to realize that we're not just going to become shinobi by doing D ranks and practicing on our own. We're not geniuses. We need someone to teach us. And if he's not up to the job, then he needs to pass it on to someone else. If things go on like this, we'll be dead before we even reach Chunin. Or at least I will. That's for sure. The end point is that he needs to shape up. Silence blanketed the three of us as we kept walking or hobbling in my case, towards the hospital. The reality sinking in deeper. The two teams and one client walked in relative silence. I say relative because Naruto couldn't keep his fucking mouth shut for 2 minutes. I massaged my temples and sighed. Naruto. I said exasperatedly. Yeah, he asked immediately, shutting his mouth about whatever useless topic he was rambling on about and looking at me. Can you please shut the hell up? I asked amicably. He responded right away. You wanna go, team? Oh, this idiot. I swear I'm gonna actually throttle him. No, you idiot, I said. I just want some silence so that I can think about some things, I pleaded. What things? Naruto asked, scrunching his brow. What do I say? What can I possibly say to make him quiet? Things like why Itachi killed my whole clan. All the shinobi's eyes shot towards me for a second. As I expected, this was quite a heavy topic and even Naruto knew not to make light of it. Oh, he said, looking downtrodden. Yeah. I said expressionlessly. Don't worry about it too much, though. I'm mostly over it. I just don't understand my brother's reasons. I looked over at Naruto and smiled. How about you help me think, HM? I know for a fact that you usually think outside the box. Naruto gaped before his brain finally caught up to what I was saying. Why yeah. Sure. I'll help. Awesome. I said far more cheerfully than I should have. Heh, it was so much fun creeping them out. Now, I'm assuming you don't know what happened, right? Naruto agreed. Alright, so basically, I was going home from the academy, right? As I began, Kakashi, Sakura, and the entirety of Team Guy also listened in attentively. And I entered the Uchiha clan district at night and all the lights and everything was off, so I was like, oh everyone is asleep, but then I realized it was too early for that, which made me confused. As I talked more, the memories came back to me. Shit, I cursed, clutching my head as a sharp headache hit me. Sasuke/Sasuke-kun. Naruto and Sakura's voice called out at the same time as they rushed to me. I'm fine. Just a light headache, I said, waving their concerns away. Anyway, as I was saying, I kept running through the clan district and when I turned a street, all I saw were bodies lying left, right, and center. I checked each and every one of them while running to my house. Everyone was dead. I paused after that, a heavy atmosphere settling on the group. I made it to my house and opened my parents' bedroom door and all I saw was Itachi standing over my parents' dead bodies. I, like the dumbass I was, tried to rush him and push him away. He kicked me away all the way to the wall and strangled me while he looked into my eyes with his Sharingan. Oh, you mean that special eye like you have? Naruto asked curiously. Yep, I answered. Except, his was even more special, I said, making Kakashi also look at me with a raised eyebrow. How? Naruto continued his questions. Well, I trailed off, thinking how best to explain it. I guess it'd be best to just explain it to him as clearly as possible, right? I mean, I know that I'm supposed to keep this a secret so that I can have an advantage in fights, but these are my comrades, so no point, right? Do you know how the Sharingan works? I asked him, to which he quickly shook his head. How about you, Sakura? I asked. Not really, Sasuke-kun, she said, also intrigued. Okay, so basically, these eyes, I said, activating them on reflex, are also known as the eyes that reflect the heart. Every time I experience an intense emotion, I will. I guess you could say unlock one more stage. You with me so far? Uh-huh, Sakura replied chipperly. While Naruto scratched his head. So, like you have to be really, really sad, he asked. Yep. Or happy, or angry, or literally any emotions as long as it's so strong that it'll affect my brain in a drastic way. Oh, he said, nodding. Yep. So, first there's one tomo, then two, then three in each eye. There are two types of abilities. One of the eyes is the perceptive eye and the other is the hypnotic eye. The perceptive eye can see chakra, copy movement, give photographic memory, and the hypnotic eye is mainly used for genjutsu, but also sometimes it can. I paused for dramatic effect. Predict the future, I said, waving my hands dramatically. Ha! Naruto, Sakura, and Tenten shouted in disbelief. That is an unfair advantage. Lee also shouted from somewhere. Chuckled at their reaction. Okay, well, not exactly, but I've still got to figure that part out, I said, not wanting to give too much away. Anyway, the Sharingan that my brother had was a different kind. It was a level above the fully mature Sharingan. Which one is that? Naruto asked, voice filled with awe. It's called the Manjikyu Sharingan, I said. Now I had the full attention of everyone in the group. My brother told me that. I started, but once more a piercing headache slammed into me like a tank using a nitro boost. Ah! I screamed as I fell to my knees, clutching my head. My head throbbed. The pain felt like someone had plunged a knife into my skull. All I knew was pain at that moment. Distantly, I could make out Naruto and Sakura calling out my name. My eyes were clenched shut, tight enough for me to start seeing stars and outer space. Wait, no. That wasn't space. That was black spots. I was going unconscious. Shit. I felt pathetic. How the fuck was I gonna let myself be controlled by someone else? I pulled my lips back into a snarl and opened my eyes. The pain all but ignored through sheer willpower. I could feel the power of the Sharingan coursing through my veins as it activated. My fist clenched, hard as a rock, and slammed into the ground. The other followed suit. My eyes were practically drilling holes into the ground with how hard I was staring in. Concentration. I exhaled and stood up shakily. I looked around to gain some sense of balance and saw that my teammates were surrounding me, ready to catch me if I fell. Even Kakashi was behind me, ready to administer whatever first aid he could with his sloppily copied Iriajitsu. I feel like I just got hit by a tank with nitro boost, I said, trying to relieve some tension with humor. Sadly, my dumbass forgot that tanks and nitro boost didn't exist in this world. Huh? Like, a tank of water? Naruto asked confusedly from beside me. I said, still trying to shake off the phantom pains from my head. Yeah, that. What's a nitro boost? Sakura asked from the other side of me. Just something I once dreamed of, I said, waving away her concerns. Do you need medical assistance? Kakashi asked from behind me. Nah, I'm blessed. Thanks though, I answered. I was sure I'd be okay. Continuing where I left off, I continued, my brother told me that I'd have to hate him a lot for me to get those eyes and be as strong as him, and that accumulating hate was the only way to dash, and that I blacked out. Last thing I remembered was falling back and Kakashi catching me gently. Even though I was an asshole to him, he still acted professionally. This guy's a really great shinobi. Oh, God. I said as my eyes slowly fluttered open. From the bouncing sensation I felt, I knew I was being carried by someone. My eyes opened a bit more and silver hair came into view. Oh, what's up, Kakashi? How's life? I asked. Not too bad right now, to be honest, Kakashi answered, playing along. How are you feeling? I feel fine for now, I said, leaning my head on his shoulder. But right before I passed out, it felt like someone shot an arrow through my head. You can put me down though. I can walk. He hummed and came to a stop, halting the rest of the party too. Kakashi lowered himself and I stepped off on wobbly legs. Thanks, I said. No problem. Do you think you can continue or should we cancel the mission? Kakashi asked, genuine concern in his voice. Nah, I'll power through it, was my reply. Sasuke-kun. Sakura called out and ran towards me with Naruto right behind her. Hey, team, you okay? Naruto asked. Man, I've gotta make him stop calling me that. Yeah, I'm good, more or less. Anything cool happen while I was out? I questioned. Naruto and Sakura glanced at each other before Naruto spoke up. Well, we got attacked by 2 ninjas. Smirked and looked back at Kakashi. He stared back at me for a second before sighing. I don't know how you knew, he said with a sharp look, but you were correct. The client was lying about the mission rank. It has officially been upgraded to a B rank and we have been given permission to continue. Sighed. Of course, we had. Why did I even hope that we'd get called back? Oh, well, I said with a shrug. Nothing we can do now but follow orders, right? I turned back to my teammates. The confused look on their faces made me want to laugh my guts out. Why the fuck were these 2 so cute, damn it? Naruto nodded slowly and Sakura replied, yeah. Anyway, we'll make camp here tonight, Kakashi said to the rest of the group that had halted. As the tents were being set up and the fire was lit, Kakashi called on our team. He pointed at Naruto and me. You two, go into the woods and try to find some food for the rest of us. Then he pointed at Sakura. Sakura, you go start setting traps with Tenten around the perimeter. Hi, sensei. Naruto and Sakura both chorused enthusiastically, whereas I replied with a more laid-back, I got you. Started to walk off with my new best friend before stopping suddenly. Yo, boss man, I called out and Kakashi looked at me with a confused face. We got attacked by enemy ninja earlier, right? Kakashi nodded slowly. Yes, we did. Right, I said. So what if we get attacked again in the woods? By someone stronger this time? Kakashi, I smiled. I trust you to be able to protect yourself. And besides, Tazuna said those 2 were the only ones who were after him. I stared. Genius ninja my ass. Is this guy a fucking idiot? Or does he just not give a damn about us? I tried to stay as calm as possible. Okay. But he lied once, so what makes you think he won't lie again? Kakashi opened his mouth, then closed it, trying to think of an answer. You know what, I said, waving his off. Never mind. Forget I asked. No point in dragging this out. Naruto, I turned to him. Can you please send out like 20 to 30 shadow clones to scout and stand as sentries around us? I asked. He said, glancing at Kakashi who was now looking at me with bored eyes. Sure. Great. That way if one pops because of an enemy attack, you will know and can then tell us, I explained. Huh, he asked. How would I know? Turned to him. Did this idiot really just? Oh wait. He didn't know about this ability yet. I turned back to Kakashi with the most, bro what the actual shit is wrong with you, face ever. Are you fucking serious? I asked, bewildered. What? Serious about what? Naruto asked from beside me. Ignored him. You never told him about this broken-ass cheat. Oi, team. What the hell are you talking about? Naruto yelled and I continued to ignore him. Kakashi scratched his cheek in embarrassment. Well, I never got the time to. Plus, I didn't think he'd need it. Ohio ve gotta be shitting me right now. Turned my face into a completely understanding expression. Oh, TCH of course. My bad, boss. That makes complete sense. I put both my hands on my head. You didn't have the time to say, oh hey Naruto, whatever your clones learn, you also learn. Shit, bro. Ugh. I can't believe I didn't think about that. You're absolutely right. No time. Definitely. I understand, eh? Mans be real busy trying to avoid black cats, and helping old women with groceries and shit, and what else was it? Cute girls stopping you? Bro, real shit, forgive me, yeah? Big boss man don't got no time, yo. I said to Naruto as if explaining something mind-blowing. Turns serious again. Damn, someone give me an Oscar, yo. My acting skills were off the chart. At least, if I say so myself. Honestly, sensei, I said. At this point, I feel like I'd be a better teacher than you are. Kakashi looked at me with his one emotionless eye. Naruto looked at me, then Kakashi, then back to me again. From my peripheral, I could see Niji and Gai-sensei observing us also. Finally, after a long minute, Kakashi sighed. I'm sorry, Naruto, for not teaching you about this, he apologized. It's okay, sensei, Naruto said with a wide smile. You were busy. No problem, he gave a thumbs up. This guy. He really was way too kind for his own good. Kakashi immediately got to explaining the uses of shadow clones while I left to hunt some game. Motherf-dash I almost cursed as I stubbed my toe on a tree branch. Again. Now, how was I supposed to hunt again? Am I just supposed to see a chicken and run after it? This was a real problem. Especially since I was a vegetarian in what would now be considered my past life. Not that I had any qualms about killing or anything. Concentrated and tried to bring back some memories about how to hunt from Sasuke's academy classes, and nothing. I came up empty. Screw it. The only thing I could rely on now was my training from when I used to be in the cadet program. Let's see, how did it go again? Nope. Nothing again. Do I just look for animals and chase them? Can't be that bad of an idea, right? Shit. 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 Bad idea. Very fucking bad idea. I screamed as I ran for my life like Goldilocks with 3 bears hot on my heels. Healb. Naruto. Kakashi. Save me. Yes, I know I probably sounded like a little girl. I don't care. I just wanna survive. It. Screw it. They ain't coming. I gotta do something. Myself. But what the hell can I even do? Wait. Is it possible to use techniques and stuff? Like, it should be possible to kill a bear if I use some katanjutsu on it, right? Sasuke's memories popped up as I tried to think of a jutsu and I swiftly ran through some hand seals: rat, tiger, dog, ox, rabbit, tiger. I jumped in the air while twisting. Katan, Hosenka no Jutsu. I yelled out and blew balls of fire out of my mouth while aiming at the bears' heads. I hit 2 fireballs on each bear's head. I've always had the best aim, so no surprise there. What did surprise me though, is how easily the bears went down. As I walked over, I got a clear look at them. Of course, objectively speaking, it's not that surprising that 2 fireballs to the face would down a bear, but I dunno. I guess I just expected them to be a bit stronger than normal bears. Alright, so I had killed 3 bears. What now? Do I, like, cut off the arms and stuff? Just as I was pondering over what to do, Naruto burst through the foliage. Sasuke! Are you okay? He shouted, surveying the surroundings. He was worried about me. I'm so happy. Yeah, I'm fine, more or less. Just needed some help with the hunting, but I'm good now, I answered. Oh, okay, Naruto said. But I do still need your help. Do you know how we're supposed to make this, I said, gesturing to the dead bears, edible? Naruto looked at me as if I grew another head. We dismantle it. Yeah, about that, I said, scratching my cheek. I didn't exactly pay attention in that class. Can you teach me? I asked. Of course, that was a lie. But I knew that it'd make him feel less inferior and boost his confidence. Sure. Here, watch, he said cheerfully and got to it. When Naruto and I arrived back at the campsite with the food, it looked like the rest of the team had already set up the tents and whatnot for the night. Hey guys! We've got bear stew for dinner. Naruto yelled enthusiastically. Don't shout, Naruto, I said. Anyone in the vicinity would be able to hear us. We want to keep our presence minimal, I admonished him without letting the others hear. At least, I hoped, but I'm pretty sure Kakashi and Guy had probably heard me. Huh? But this isn't a stealth mission, he tried to argue as we kept walking. Yes, I explained, but it's still good practice to try to be as stealthy as possible. We are shinobi, after all. We work in the dark. Yeah, I know how cheesy that sounded, but he's 13 years old, damn it. How else would I explain it best to him? Oh. I guess that's true, he replied while making his usual thinking face. As we finally came to the small campfire, Tenten, Sakura, Guy, and Lee smiled brightly and said their thanks as they received the meat and started preparing it to be eaten. Niji, on the other hand, kept his stoic persona and tried to act as edgy as possible. Stupid-ass stuck-up dickhead. Everyone sat around and did their own thing, waiting for the food to cook. Kakashi read his book, Tenten practiced a kunai trick with her hands, Niji meditated, Lee tried to make Sakura like him, Sakura tried to beat him off, Guy did some one-hand pull-ups from a tree branch above, and Naruto, Tazuna, and I sat around with nothing really to do. I kept myself occupied by watching Tenten's cool trick and Sakura trying and miserably failing it to beat Lee off. And in that very moment, my genius brain did what it usually does and came up with a genius idea. I looked over to Naruto. He seemed to be in deep thought, but I decided to call out to him. Bro, you bored? I asked. Huh, he said, looking over to me. He pointed to himself. Are you asking me? Blinked. He blinked. Who was I looking at when I asked the question? I asked. Me, he said. Then obviously I was asking you. I said. Anyway, are you bored? I asked again. Yeah, kinda, he said. Alright, then let's sing a song. I exclaimed. Naruto and basically everyone else looked at me as if I was dumb. What song? It's called. I paused for dramatic effect. Naruto and Lee leaned in anticipation. Sakura and Tenten looked on in confusion. Niji had veins popping out around his eyes. Kakashi and Guy watched in amusement. The campfire song. Huh? Everyone said it once. Trust me. You'll get it once I start, I tried to say but was immediately interrupted. Actually, Sasuke, said Kakashi. We need to keep a low profile, so I don't think it'll be a good idea for you to sing. Well, he had a point. Yeah, I guess you're right, I said. It would have been super cool if he had let me sing though. When the sun finally rose, we immediately packed up everything and set out once more. Kakashi finally, after taking so much shit from me, taught us a couple of basic techniques to erase our presence in the field. They were just simple jutsus like a doton one for burying trash, and a futon one for clearing out the air of any lingering scents. The company of shinobi and one client arrived at the shore where we all got into 2 boats and set off. As we sailed, the mist became thicker and so did the lump in my throat. Ah, right, I was having a mini panic attack since I knew what was coming. Should I say something? But what do I even say? Something like, oh hey guys, watch out for an A-rank missing nin called Zabuza Momochi, yeah, definitely wouldn't fly. Maybe I should just let it all play out. Yeah, let's try that. I'll keep my Sharingan on when we arrive on the other side. Which was right about now. We're in hostile territory now. Be careful and pay attention to your surroundings, Kakashi said as we stepped off the boat. As we continued walking, I activated my Sharingan and noticed something weird. Kakashi, there's chakra in the mist, I said, alerting everyone. From the veins around his eyes, I assumed Niji had already found out too but had kept quiet. Yes, I felt it too. Good job identifying it, Kakashi replied. What does that mean? Naruto asked. It means that this mist isn't natural and someone created it to act as a smokescreen to ambush us, I explained. The main thing is that we do not know if it's always this misty with this chakra mist 24/7, or if it's here specifically to ambush us. Good analysis, Kakashi said. At that exact moment, Naruto flicked a kunai into the bushes. Oh shit, it's happening. That's the sign that the attack is coming. Everyone was startled a little bit, but none as much as me. Kakashi noticed that and asked, anything wrong, Sasuke? Can't say anything. Shit. I have a really bad feeling right now, I said, wary of anything incoming. Kakashi raised an eyebrow at me. And that was the exact moment that it happened. The whistling noise reached my ears first and I instantly grabbed Naruto and Sakura by their shoulders and pulled them to the ground while yelling duck as loud as possible. Kakashi also hit the ground, pulling Tazuna down with him, and I assumed Team Guy did the same as I couldn't see them. Second later a loud thunk sounded, followed by a girly scream and maniacal laughter. I looked up and saw Kakashi had already gotten up with a kunai in his hand and his Sharingan eye open, while on a tree in front of us, Zabuza stood on his sword that was embedded into the tree trunk, and from this arm was Tenten being held in the air by the collar. Make a move, and she dies, Zabuza said immediately. In the corner of my eye, I could see her kunai holster and weapons pouch lying on the ground. Shit. This didn't happen in canon. He probably did this because he was too high-level jonin and thought he needed some leverage to go against us. Damn it. Let her go now, or you die, I heard an ice-cold voice come from behind me. I knew it was Guy, but I had never heard him like that. I guess because of his eccentric personality, sometimes we just forget that he is also a shinobi on the level of a Kage. Naruto, Sakura, and I slowly began to stand up. Give me the old man, and I'll let her go, Zabuza said. That's not happening, Kakashi countered. I've seen hostage situations like these on TV. The only way to resolve this is for a sniper to take the perpetrator out. Obviously, that's not possible right now since I don't have a C-14 rifle on me at the moment. And even if Kakashi or Guy had such amazing aim, Zabuza would have Tenten's head divorce her body the moment any of them moved. So now, the only way to clear the situation was to give him Tazuna. You have 2 choices, Zabuza spoke. Give me the old man, or let this girl die. Kakashi and Guy went silent for a second. An idea hit me. Began my acting, looking like I was scared of everything that was going on, and made my way behind Naruto to act like I was hiding behind me. Kakashi started speaking again, and I whispered to Naruto, when the smoke bomb goes off, make a clone, transform him into Tazuna and immediately use the burying Doton Jutsu to bury the real Tazuna underground, don't question it. Just nod. Burying Tazuna might kill him, only if we didn't let him breathe for more than 4 minutes. I think I'll take my chances. Naruto nodded subtly, and I thanked the heavens he didn't try to compete and be defiant this time. Hey! Zabuza roared and pointed a kunai at me and Naruto. What the hell are you two doing? Ah, perfect chance. And nothing. I exclaimed, stuttering intentionally. I was just saying that a Keikonoha ninja is worth more than a client. I said timidly. Zabuza looked at me suspiciously. Sasuke, Kakashi said, warning me to not do anything further. What? I asked defiantly. You told us to never leave comrades behind. Tenten is worth more than a client. I said. I turned to Tazuna, who looked ready to shit himself, and apologized. Sorry, Tazuna-san. No offense. Quiet, Sasuke. Kakashi said angrily. No. I yelled and moved towards Kakashi, which was in the same direction as Tazuna thankfully. You wanna go? I yelled again and pulled a kunai out of my pouch while simultaneously, accidentally dropping a smoke bomb. Oh shit. I yelled as loud as possible and ran out of the smoke in the direction of Zabuza while violently coughing so that he could see me. Hopefully, him seeing me would reassure him that I wasn't doing anything fishy, and seeing me coughing would make him think that I'm just a stupid genin who made a mistake. Instantly after I came out, Kakashi also followed me out of the smoke with Tazuna. This is not the time for your mischief, Sasuke. Kakashi said, but not with as much force. That was the cue that he understood the plan. TCH, whatever, I said in annoyance and looked to Zabuza who was keenly observing us. Zabuza. Let the girl go. Kakashi commanded. Give me the old man, Zabuza replied calmly. I'll go. No need to waste a young life for this old man, Tazuna, who was actually Naruto's clone, said. Tazuna-san. Kakashi yelled. It's okay, Kakashi-san. I thank you for protecting me all this way, even if you didn't have to, Tazuna said and started walking forwards. Zabuza jumped off his sword and fell, ripping the huge cleaver out of the tree on his way down. Ugh! Tenten yelled as she fell with him and hit the ground with Zabuza. Let Tenten go now, Guy said. I will, Zabuza said, as soon as he reaches me. Tazuna-san, stop. Kakashi yelled, and Tazuna stopped. Zabuza, let her go or you're not getting him. The Kirinin looked at us for a second before cocking his arm back and throwing Tenten into the air towards me. As if by instinct, I channeled chakra to my legs and jumped, catching Tenten from the air and being thrown back with her because of the incredible momentum. Oof! I said unintentionally as we both crashed, with Tenten's entire weight on me. Are you okay? She asked as she got off me. Before I could answer, a loud explosion rocked us. It seemed that at the same time that Zabuza had thrown Tenten, he had also moved forward and cut Tazuna across the chest with his sword and the clone had blown up. I didn't know Naruto knew that jutsu. Or maybe it was Kakashi that made the clone? Stood up and saw that Naruto had already pulled the real Tazuna out of the ground and Sakura was helping him get his breathing under control while Kakashi and Guy were battling it out with Zabuza. It was visible how overwhelmed he was, trying to fight off two of the strongest Konoha Jonins at once. Naruto, Neji, and Lee had formed a perimeter around Sakura and Tazuna and Tenten and I made our way to them also. The fight continued for about 10 seconds before a monstrous kick from Guy sent Zabuza flying. The Kirinin hit a tree and fell. The sound of 1,000 birds filled the clearing as Kakashi instantly fired up his Raikiri. Before anyone could make a move though, two Senbon came flying and hit Zabuza in the neck, making him drop lifelessly. A short ninja dressed in a yukata and donning a Kiri Hunter Nin mask blurred beside Zabuza's body. Ah, here comes Haku. Thank you, Shinobi-san, he said with a small bow. I apologize for taking your kill, but I have been hunting for Zabuza Momochi for a while. I couldn't help but jump at the chance to finally end him. Kakashi and Guy tensed a little bit. You are? Kakashi asked. I am a shinobi of the hunter crops of Kirigakure, Haku answered without a waver in his. The two Konoha Jonin looked at each other before Kakashi nodded. You wouldn't mind if we checked his pulse, would you? He asked. Haku nodded and gestured with his hand. Please, go ahead. Kakashi. Can I also join you? I also want to see something on him that bothered me. I exclaimed urgently. This might be my only chance to get close to Zabuza. I need to finish him off while possible. Kakashi said, turning his head and looking at me warily. Sure. He turned and started walking towards the dead body. Ran and caught up to him, kunai still in my hand. Kakashi kneeled beside Zabuza and held 2 fingers to his neck. Feeling no pulse, he nodded. I also held 2 of my fingers to his neck while subtly activating my Sharingan. This was it. I had to create a small diversion. So, I began. When he was on that tree, I said a bit louder, pointing dramatically at the tree that Zabuza had stuck his sword on. Thankfully, the tree was behind Haku and my loud voice, coupled with my dramatic, enthusiastic pointing distracted Haku just barely enough that he inclined his head a little to the side. In a split second, my other hand moved, and in a swift motion cut deeply into Zabuza's neck. It was deep enough to have severed both the carotid and the jugular arteries. And instantly, after without any waste of movement, I stuck the kunai deep into Zabuza's eye, far enough that I was pretty sure it hit his brain. And oh. Haku screamed like the world was ending and jumped at me. So fast that even if I could see him with my Sharingan active, my body just wasn't fast enough to react. I could see in almost slow motion the Senbon that his hand was clutching, approaching my open eye. Guess I was going to lose my right eye today, huh? This was definitely going to hurt. But before that could happen, Kakashi's kunai deflected the path just enough that the Senbon grazed my cheek and Guy was on top of Haku right away. You fucking bastard. I'll kill you. Let me go. I'll have you fucking burn in hell. Haku screamed, glaring daggers at me. The killing intent he was releasing was leagues higher than what Kakashi had ever tried on me's of course, know that it really worked on me. But it showed the sheer fury that Haku was feeling. Sasuke, what the hell? Kakashi also yelled at me, helping Guy restrain the fake hunter Nin. What? Zabuza wasn't really dead. This guy isn't a real hunter Nin. You can tell by how hurt he looks just because I killed Zabuza, I said, standing up on shaky knees. I was trying to act tough, but that was only because I nearly pissed myself. Damn it, Kakashi sighed and took off Haku's mask. Guy, we'll have to restrain her and bring her with us, he said and Guy nodded. I decided not to correct them. He'll tell us soon enough. Tazuna knocked on the door to his home. Coming, came a melodious voice from inside. The door opened and a beautiful face coupled with a stunning figure came into view. Ah, father, exclaimed the older woman and hugged Tazuna, glad to see him alive and well. She turned her attention toward us next. Who are these people, father? She asked. They're the shinobi who protected and escorted me. He turned to us. This is my daughter, Tsunami, he said, introducing us. Tsunami and Tazuna welcomed us into the home and cooked up a nice filling meal which was mainly rice because of the shortage of food in the country. Conversations went swimmingly until finally, it was time to turn in for the night. Tsunami profusely apologized for only having a couple of rooms to spare, but we waved her concerns off. Guy, Niji, and Lee took one of the rooms on the top, and Sakura and Tenten took the other one while Kakashi, Naruto, and I laid out our sleeping bags in the living room. It was decided that Niji would stand guard for the first night. The next day began bright and early, with Niji, Lee, and Tenten having to guard Tazuna while he worked and Kakashi taking Team 7 into the forest to train. Guy stayed behind and watched over our prisoner Ahaku. Alright, team, Kakashi began, making sure we were all paying attention. Today I'll be teaching you a very basic skill all shinobi have. Hope he doesn't say tree walking. I'll be teaching you how to climb trees. God damn it. Boss man," I called out. Kakashi threw an exasperated glance at me. I merely turned around and stepped onto the nearest tree. Instead of explaining everything, I decided to just get to the point. Channeling chakra into my feet, legs, and core, I looked at Kakashi and put my other foot on the tree and started walking up. Kakashi smiled and said, "May I ask where you learned this from?" "Konoha Shinobi Library and Archives," I answered. That was a lie. I didn't go to the Shinobi Library. I was from pure memory combined with trial and error. "I see. That's good, I guess," he said. "You can teach Naruto and Sakura how to do that." Sensei," Sakura said with a nervous laugh. "We know it too." Naruto nodded along. Kakashi raised an eyebrow. "Can you please demonstrate?" he asked as he unveiled his Sharingan, most likely to check how we were controlling our chakra flow, and I did the same, activating my own dojutsu. In a matter of seconds, Sakura and Naruto were also on a tree of their own. Kakashi turned his head to look at me as if to say, "Seriously?" Shrugged as I let the minor chakra flow to my eye stop. Someone had to train them properly. This is what we were doing when we trained during our personal time. Yeah, I knew I was being a brat, but I won't stop until he takes his duties seriously, damn it. Kakashi shook his head while sighing as he covered his Sharingan. "Alright, I guess I'll get you guys started on water walking," he said and looked at me expectantly. "Smart ass." "I got us all started, but we're not finished yet," I said. Kakashi nodded and led us back to Tazuna's house to practice on the water beside it. "You can also guard the house while practicing," he had said, and I can't lie, that did seem like a good idea. When we got there, we immediately started practicing, helping each other out when needed. Kakashi watched us for a while before he too left us to our own devices and went into the house, probably to interrogate Haku with Guy. I waited for 5 minutes after he was gone and also stepped into the house. Kakashi and Guy probably realized, but hopefully, they think I'm just here to get a cup of water or something. Walked over to my bag and pulled out a balloon, which I then filled with water from the kitchen's faucet. It was time to try to learn the Rasengan on my own. Just because it was Naruto's special move, didn't mean I couldn't learn it too. And since I already know all the tricks, it really shouldn't take me that long to learn it. At least, I hoped so. Also, if I learn it before the Chunin exam, I could get Naruto and Sakura started on it also. I'm not going to keep powerful moves secret from the people I'll probably be calling family in the future. The rest of the days quickly passed by in a blur of activities and training. After the three of us mastered water walking, Naruto trained on improving his chakra control. After a 3-hour-long lecture from me and Sakura about why that's important, Kakashi gave up in 5 minutes, and Sakura trained on improving her strength and endurance after me telling her I like girls who are stronger than me. I, on the other hand, somehow convinced Kakashi to teach me some Genjutsu. In the end, instead of actually teaching, he just wrote down a jutsu, Megan, Kokoni Erase no Jutsu, and how to do it on a scroll and handed it to me. Guy and his team had decided to survey the situation and had come back in 3 days with Gato as a prisoner. Officially, he was charged with unlawful manufacturing and distribution of narcotics, human trafficking, racketeering, and a couple more charges under the United Anti-Narcotics Act. Kakashi had used his dog summons to contact the Hokage, and a team of ANBU had appeared in a day to take away Gato and Haku with them. Lastly, my water balloon practice was coming to an end. Jiraiya's advice that I remembered from the anime truly helped a lot. Make the chakra spin in different directions, I remembered him saying. I don't know if Kakashi hadn't discovered me using the water balloon, or if he just didn't care enough to approach me about it. Either way, that was good for me since I needed as much practice as possible. On our second last day in Wave Country, I had finally succeeded in popping the balloon with only one hand. When it had popped in my hand and the cool water splashed on my hand and arm, I had realized exactly why Naruto loved to train so hard. The feeling of accomplishment was euphoric. Knowing that my efforts paid off provided me with even greater motivation, and I started practicing the Genjutsu in earnest.
That's it for today. Remember to show your support to the creator of this story if you enjoyed it. If you would like more parts of the story to be uploaded, leave a comment and subscribe to get notified when the story continues. Bye-bye for now, and I hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your day.